Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me. Wherever you are joining me, rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you are joining me on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend. We are still trying to grow this network, and that'll only happen if you continue to support. So I appreciate it. Make sure that you follow me on all social media platforms at Gene Clemens. And first, something very interesting happened a few days ago, and because of the NIL announcement from Georgia, I never got to it, but I wanted to circle back to it. It was the Olympics banning political protest, and I wasn't actually upset with the idea that the Olympics were saying, hey, we're going to ban all political protest. But then they took a step further. They said political protest and Black Lives Matter apparel. It's very interesting that they specifically mentioned Black Lives Matter apparel. My point is what's political about Black Lives Matter? I hear a lot of people use it and say, well, that's political, but what's political about saying that Black Lives Matter? I don't see any political gain and or any political backlash for saying that people matter, that their lives matter. When I hear stop Asian hate, I don't think to myself, oh my gosh, people are trying to politicize murders and or hate against Asian people. I say, you're right. There should be no Asian hate. But they didn't mention stop Asian hate in here. Maybe it's because it's in Tokyo. I'm not sure. But there was no stop Asian hate in there, and congratulations to them. I hope everybody brings note or brings attention to crimes versus Asian people, especially here in this country. I hope that they bring attention to Asian people who are discriminated against or denigrated all over the world. I hope they bring light to that. That's a fantastic thing, but it really struck me that they went out of their way to specify Olympians banning Olympians from wearing Black Lives Matter apparel. Well, immediately what I heard was people saying, oh, well, the NBA has got to boycott the Olympics. The NBA have to step up. Well, wait a minute. I have a much better solution. It's much more what you want to do. You ready? You listening? Because I want to make sure everybody understands this. Make them stick to their rules. If we have a bunch of NBA players go over there to represent the United States, most of those players are Black. There are Black players that are playing on other countries' teams. If they wear Black Lives Matter apparel, what are they going to do? Are they going to kick the entire team out of the proceedings? Are they going to ban the NBA players who wear Black Lives Matter apparel from participating in the Olympics? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. See what it does to your bottom line when you no longer have the best of the best from any country playing basketball representing their country, because the ramifications of this isn't just the Black players won't play. The other players, they have to acquiesce because they have to exist in a world with these Black players. And this ain't like the NFL. This isn't Villanueva putting his hand over the Black Lives Matter thing on his jacket, or deciding that he's going to put a different name of somebody over than the one that they agreed to. This isn't someone going rogue. The NBA is full of brothers and they have the power. And trust me, if you are someone in the NBA who's not black, your path of least resistance, even if you don't agree, is to go along with the idea that Black Lives Matter, because most likely those are those lives that are going to end up with you in a championship, which is going to end up with you with more money, which is going to better your opportunities. And once again, there is no negative to doing it. So not only would the International Olympic Committee lose all of the black NBA players, but they would also lose probably all of the white NBA players, because if you ban the black NBA players, the NBA is going to say, okay, well, we won't allow any of our players to go over there and compete, which means they contractually can keep all of the white players from participating for whatever team they play for. Oh, Spain's a power because they have all these Spanish. Croatia's a power because they have all these. No. You're not allowed to participate. Because if you don't support our black players, you're not going to get access to the rest of them. That's asinine. Make the International Olympic Committee prove that they care so much about stopping the Black Lives Matter protest that they're willing to destroy their relationship with the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the NBA is not getting kickback money from the International Olympic Committee for allowing their players to go. They use the Olympics as a way of getting their national brand out. But guess what they have now? They've got the NBA starting over in Africa. They have FIBA that they can go through and do this tournament that will supersede what the Olympics are doing, very similar to the World Cup. So let the International Olympic Committee play that game. Let them decide if they want to really play this game of chicken, where it's a no-risk game of chicken for the NBA players and a high-risk game of chicken for them. I'd love to see it. Why would you ever tell them to boycott? Why would you ever tell them not to go? Just tell them, hey, make them prove that they're willing to do without you. Because I guarantee you, I know the answer to this. They're not ready for that smoke. They don't understand what that backlash would entail. They're trying to do something on the front end and make it not a big deal, but all they really did was make it a really big deal. And now, if you go through with banning these black players, which, by the way, if you do the NBA, what happens to all of your black sprinters? Are they going to stand there and go for this idea that they're not able to support Black Lives Matter? So now you have another entity on your hand, your black sprinters. That's not just the United States. It's not just the United States. What about all of the black soccer players out there? That's not just the United. You open up a Pandora's box when you decide you want to identify in one. If you would have just said, hey, listen, we don't want to have any signs of protest, political or otherwise, at the Olympics, and just left it there, you could have actually adjudicated this on the low. Hey, y'all wearing those, we'd like to try to keep this as, protest free as possible. What you say is what you say, but we just would like to have no visual. You could have shaped this so many different ways that makes this better for you. Now you're going to make these guys into martyrs where it actually doesn't hurt them at all. You think LeBron James' brand is going to be hurt because the Olympics decides to ban him because he stood up for black lives? Do you not know what that man's trying to do with his life? The type of example he's trying to set for himself, his people, and his kids, his family? That is martyrdom that they would be willing to do. There's no issues when it comes to their bottom line. The only way you could actually affect them is to try to affect their money. But you wouldn't do that. You would affect your money. So please, International Olympic Committee, Keep rolling with this thought process. And please, NBA players, pull their card. Make them actually prove that they're willing to do the dumb ridiculousness that they're talking about they're willing to do. I want to see it. To me, that's theater. I'm here for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing 2 times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell a friend. I'll see you next time. Peace.